Hello and welcome to today's video. Today is going to be a tag video and it is the book scavenger hunt tag. So I filmed this a while ago, I know, because the questions are so familiar, but I don't know what happened to that video, so I'm going to do it again today. So I have it written down in my notebook. I don't bullet journal, but I do have a journal with tabs that I keep all of my book related thoughts in. Number one is find a book where the author or the title has a Z in it. For this one I am choosing Tandem by Anna Jarzab. I have not read this one yet, I just know it is a sci-fi. There is parallel worlds. Number two, find a classic. I don't really own any classics. Number three, find a book with a key on it. Revolution by Jennifer Donnelly. This one I've tried to read before. I never finished it. I only got a couple pages in, but I was reading a far more interesting book at the time. I thought it was more interesting. So this one kind of just got shoved to the back burner, but there's a key on it. 4. Find something on your shelf that is not a book. I had a lot to choose from, but I chose something that I bought very frequently. Alex and I went to a board game store. Actually, it's more a Magic store, the card game Magic. We don't play it, but we wanted a game from there, which is Star Realms. Colony Wars Star Realms? I don't know. But this is what I got from there. Foam dice set. So it has like all the dice that you play D&D with. Here's one example. I got the D20 and I got them so Gwen can play with dice, because Alex and I have been joking throughout the whole pregnancy that we were going to get her foam dice. So I found some. Number 5, find the oldest book on your shelf. I got a bunch of books from my great aunt, so I will just hold them all up. Little Men by Louisa M. Alcott. And this one says To Grandma from Frances and Eunice. Frances is my grandma, Eunice is my great aunt. I also have Lydia of the Pines by Honor Willsey. Here we go, copyright. 1917 by Frederick A. Stokes Company. The Sky Pilot in No Man's Land by Rolf Connor. And I don't know if you can see, but there's sticking out is like a little picture of guys. And a tree and a fire. I wonder if there's a date on this one. Copyright 1919. And then I have Little Women by Louisa May Alcott. And then I have Anne of Green Gables by L.M. Montgomery. And this one is really beat up. I think this one is 1914. So this is my, I guess, really old books slash classics collection. Number 6, find a book with a girl on the cover. For this one I'm actually choosing a book that I have read. And it is The Winter's Curse by Marie Rutkoski. And if you want to read it, it's like this. I really liked this book. I've read the second one, I still have to read the third one. I can't believe I haven't read it yet, but I'm excited for it. Number 7, find a book with an animal on the cover. For this one I am choosing The Art of Racing in the Rain by Garth Stein. My grade 4 and 5, I think, teacher, I took care of her cats in high school, but she recommended this book a lot to me and my mother, so I found it really cheap at a used bookstore. And my mom has read it, I have yet to read it, but it's about a dog called Enzo. 8, find a book that has a male protagonist. For this one, I picked Oryx and Crake by Margaret Atwood. I haven't finished this trilogy yet, I've only read Oryx and Crake. The main guy is Jimmy, also known as Snowman. This book is super weird. If you like weird books, I would read this one. It's really hard to explain. I read it for school and college, but I enjoyed it, it's just really weird. Number 9, find a book with only words on it. This one I had a little bit of a hard time finding because I couldn't think of anything, but then I saw it and it was My Name is Memory, a novel by Anne Brashares, and this is the same person who wrote The Sisterhood of the Traveling Pants. This book sounds really interesting. I just have not read it yet, and I've had it for like a while. I've had it for a long time. I found it at a used bookstore. The cover is really pretty though. I won't get rid of it because I do really want to read this book eventually. The next is Find a Diary, and it can either be true or fictional. This one I had a really hard time about. I don't think I own any diary style books. I used to, but I got rid of it, and I just cannot think about if I actually have one that's diary style. I hope I'm not wrong. Anyways, for this one I'm just choosing Rainbow Rowell's book Attachments. This one isn't really in diary form, but some of it is told through emails, which I guess could be like a diary kind of, but it's told, some chapters are told via email. Number 13 is Find a book that is written by someone with a common name. For this one, I'm picking Castle in the Air by Diana Wynne Jones. I feel like Jones is a very common last name. Yes, so this one is a sequel to Howl's Moving Castle. I've read Howl's Moving Castle, I liked it, so I really love this cover. It's really cool. Number 14 is Find a book with a close-up of something on it. This one was pretty broad, a close-up of something, so I tried to find a close-up of something. So I did A Million Little Pieces by James Frey. There is a close-up, this is a really random cover, a close-up of hand with sprinkles stuck to it. This one is funny. It says book Oprah's, it says, This one has a sticker of Oprah's Book Club, but yeah, so this guy said that it is like an autobiography. It's true about him going through addiction and everything, but it turns out he made it all up, and Oprah was very mad at him, and I think brought him on for another interview and got mad at him. Find a book that takes place in the earliest time period. So for this one I really didn't know what to do, because I have some books that are based off of actual times, and then I like historical fictions, and then I have books that read like historical fictions, but they're totally fantasy lands. So I didn't really know if I wanted to try and figure out what time period those fantasy books would be in and use that, and then I just thought that'd be kind of silly, so I went through historical fictions, and I ended up picking Outlander by Diana Gabaldon. I am picking this one because it is a historical fiction set in 1743, and the other books I have with actual years are 1939 and 1945. Number 16 is Find a Hardcover Without a Dust Jacket, and where did it go? For this one, all of those old books have no dust jackets, but the harder challenge is finding a new book without a dust jacket, and for that one I am picking Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows. And this one I got from a used bookstore, so the dust jacket was just missing, but I really like how Harry Potter has the pictures on the actual hardcover. I wish all books were like that. Instead of just being plain, I wish it had this picture on the actual book. So number 17 is Find a Teal or Turquoise Colored Book. I have picked a lot of that color for this already. So for this one I'm picking a book that I recently purchased and I don't really know anything about. It is The Glass Arrow by Kristen Simmons. This one was on Book Outlet, I believe. Number 18 is Find a Book with Stars, so I am going to be choosing two different books. So I am choosing Invaded. Since there are stars in the sky, I am currently reading this one. And the next book for the stars is Shadow of Night by Deborah Harkness. This is book 2 in the All Souls trilogy, and this one has actual star shapes. So I've got a grumpy munchkin, and I realized when she was crying I missed like 3 questions doing this, So they are out of order. The proper order will be in the description box. So the last question before I go back and do the questions I forgot is find a non-YA book. So I have a whole shelf of baby books, so I'll just pick, I don't know what one. This one. So I will pick The Jolly Postman and Other People's Letters by Janet and Alan Alberg. This is amazing. It's so much fun. I can't really open it, but if you open it, there's actual letters, and it's just really fun. Now the ones I missed. A book with gold lettering. So for this one, I picked Serafina by Rachel Hartman, and I actually have a lot of books with gold lettering, but I picked this one because the background is like black and white and has some burgundy, and then the gold pops out. The last question that I missed is find a book with illustrations in it. For this one I picked 2 books. So the first one here is The Tales of Beetle the Bard by J.K. Rowling, and I'll just open it up for some picture. There's a picture. And then the next book for that one is Confess by Colleen Hoover, and that's because in the middle of this book there's a bunch of artwork. So let me just get one. Here we go. In the middle is artwork. Yeah. So I'll bring her up. Woo! So thank you for watching my book Scavenger Hunt tag. I hope you enjoyed it. So thank you for watching this video.